Hello everyone, my name is Krishna Balaji and I'll be presenting my final project, the Charity Donation Manager. So basically what this app does is it's designed to help users or us as individuals find local charities and make donating easier. Uh, the main goal of my project is to basically simplify the donation process and encourage more people to get involved in supporting their communities, their local communities. Uh, so some of the key features of the app is that basically it shows the users what charities they can like donate to within a specific radius. Let's say if you want a 500-meter radius or a 1,000-meter radius. Uh, and also users can basically log their donations. So in this case, basically all the donations that the user makes does not go unnoticed. It's basically logged and there is basically the data collected and uh, it's stored in the history. And the app also displays nearby charities uh, basically on a map. So so users can quickly find basically the distance between their location and the charity. It also allows users to save their favorite charities for basically quick access later. Now I'll get into my use case diagram. So basically with the use case diagram, uh, you can see there are three actors, the user, which is the donor, the location service, and the web API service. So first I'll talk about the user. So basically the user is basically the primary actor or the primary uh, actor in this case, and can perform basically like it can view the donation history, view nearby charities, search for donation needs, save favorite charities, and so on. Uh, and yeah, and as and that the user is basically the main actor of the use case of my project. Uh, and the location service basically assists in viewing nearby charities and basically within the radius, the specific radius that you want. And the web API service uh, supplies the search results and also gets the real-time updates. Uh, and it assists in basically getting the latest results. And yeah, there are many include and extend relationships. Um, so basically, one example is the search donation needs use case is included in the view nearby charities uh, because searching is basically part of part of browsing charities, and actions like make a donation and save favorite charity extend the main functionalities like providing additional user options. That's why they are in the extend relationships. Next is my MVVM architecture diagram. So basically, it illustrates this slide basically illustrates the MVVM architecture, basically the model, view, and view model. So I'll start with the model on the right side. So basically, the model handles the data and the logic for manipulating it. Like for example, you can see in places model, it stores the charity details, and while the places API, or in this case, the charity API, it basically fetches real-time updates from an external server. You could see the methods used, and you can see the attributes used for the places model. Next is the view, and basically the view is what the user interacts with. And in my app, basically, like there's places view, login view, profile view, the first is for examples. Basically, these views are built using Swift UI, and basically uh, they correspond with the view model's logic. And finally, the view model. The view model basically acts like a bridge sort of between the view and the model functions. So it basically handles logic like fetching data from APIs or filtering charity results based on user input. Like for example, I would say the uh, places view model basically it processes location data and fetches nearby charities to update the places view in the view section whenever it's called. And so yeah, that's how the MVVM architecture works. Uh, Next, I'd like to talk about the capabilities of my app. So this is one of the capabilities. Basically, the search and filter capability. You can basically search uh, like whatever you want. So let's say just a charity, just any charity, basic charity. But what if you want a food-based charity or maybe a charity in New York, like here you see in Tempe because my location is in Tempe. But what if you want to search something in New York? You can search that as well. And this is one of the capabilities of my app. And basically, uh, there's a radius filter as well, basically up to 5,000 meters, where if you want something, if you want something that is very close, you can go up to 500 meters and search in that radius, or you could extend it and basically search throughout for a wide variety of searches and get more charities. And so, yeah, this is one of the main features of my application. Uh, Also, the second capability is the charity details and interaction section. So basically, once we click on the charity, you can see that it shows the location on the map and where it is. Then there are three options. Basically, save you can save it to favorites, get directions, donate now, and saving it to favorites will save it to the favorites view. Getting directions will basically take you to the Apple Maps, and basically the amount of time it'll take you by car or any mode of transport that you want. And donating now will take you to the donating screen where you can process a payment. And that's the second capability of my app. Now for the limitations, I would say that uh, while it does provide many useful features, there are areas of improvement for my app. Basically, it cannot indicate or like what type of goals the charities currently support. Like, let's say, um, so like you won't get to know whether it needs the donation for blankets during winter or for a disaster relief. Like, so you won't really get that information. You will know uh, whether it's a food, what type of charity it is, but you won't get to know the specifics around it. And also, users can only filter by the food donations, so has to be more advanced and specific filters, maybe like clothing, uh, and etc. That is one of my other limitations. Uh, Users also do not receive notifications about urgent charity needs. So maybe there's a charity that's in urgent need and basically should get the first priority of the donation. Uh, but users cannot receive notifications, and that's one of the limitations of my. That's another limitation of my app. So the lessons learned during the whole process of making the app was uh, I figured out how to display real-time charity locations on a map using MapKit. So basically, it was really crucial for the location-based functionality of my app to basically use the MapKit service and also provide the user the actual location of where the charity is located, and also to ensure that they get directions from where they currently are to the charity. And that was one of one thing that I had to research, and that's something I really learned through the process. I also I also used Swift data for persistent data storage for my app. Uh, I also learned how to basically save and manage data like the donation history and favorite charities, and working with that was also fun. Also, I figured out how to process basically the API responses, and also how to handle the errors when, and also understand what type of errors does happen when the API is not functioning properly, and also basically how to display the information with the proper documentation. So finally, I would like to say the suggestions for improvement. Uh, while working with the API, I think it would have been better if we could have had more examples with more APIs and not just that one API lab that we had. Maybe more real, maybe a more like a Gemini API or something like that. Something over there where which would be challenging, but also we would understand like troubleshooting. Uh, and also more emphasis is on how to send notifications basically. That would have made my project really good for like urgent charity needs, and also more detailed lessons on Swift data basically, because I had to use some research and then only be able to store data for donation histories and with the favorite charities. And yeah, that would be all. Thank you.